Hi, and welcome to Petersville Farm. In this video, we harvest our 2020 Roselle crop, commonly referred to as sorrel. I also discuss the usefulness of this unique plant. I've enjoyed growing and using sorrel now for several years. There are several names depending on the culture of this plant, and so I've included the botanical name on the cover page of this video. The sorrel is an annual in zone 8, but it's a perennial in the tropics. The plants don't bloom until the fall. However, planting Roselle earlier in the season ensures larger plants with plenty of calyces to harvest. The flower of the Roselle resembles the flower of the okra. They are all related. All parts of the sorrel are useful. The stems are used for making fiber. The calyces around the seed pods, the leaves, and the flowers are edible. So normally after the harvest, I remove the calyces from around the seed pods. I usually dry most of the petals. You could actually use them fresh, but I usually just dry them to make sure they to preserve them for a year's supply. And I also allow the seed pods to dry. So the seed pods, they consist of multiple seeds. So I let those dry, and then I would plant the seeds late in the spring. And so, the Roselle plant, it's an excellent heirloom plant because essentially you can just save these seeds year after year, repeating the process. So these are the sorrel plants after our first cold spell. It was 39 degrees Fahrenheit, and so we see that the Roselle plants, or sorrel as they're also called, basically I was hoping that I would have had a little longer, but with them now being in at this state, I'm gonna have to harvest them. So the sugar cane, they held up well, and so it looks like it's the we did not get a frost. It was just a cold, low temperature. So this will give me enough time to get them out of the ground and overwinter them for the next cycle around. So I'll also have a video on that as to how you could overwinter your sugar cane. So these were started late. Now eventually they start picking up. So I won't be really harvesting per se, but I'll just be removing them for the next season so that they can be bigger. So here in this section, unfortunately, there were some that were still developing, but I think for some reason I planted them on time, but their growth rate was really slow this time around. So I think that may have been the issue in this case. So all these are going to be useless. Alright, so this is the last area for harvesting. And hopefully next time I will start earlier, because I hate to have to lose some of these, the ones that are not fully developed. So I didn't expect, the cold temperature. It was 39. I know it normally gets cold on October 31st, but I didn't expect it was cold enough to kill the plants. So, but I think all in all, the yield is not too bad. It's just that some could have matured sooner. So I'm going to shed these up and put them in the wood chipper for the compost. So you see like how this is not ready. So there's still some that are still trying to develop. So for the sorrel, there are a lot you could do with this. You could make sauces. You make. I normally do a drink. You could make a tea. You could also make jellies with the sorrel also. So I know for sure I'll be making some drinks. I'll see what else I'll be experimenting with. So this was one of the larger trees here. Now they're drought tolerant, but I find if you give adequate water, then they tend to grow larger, so that you can see the difference. The ones that receive a better consistent supply of water actually yielded better. And they do thrive in any soil. It doesn't matter what the soil is, whether it's clay or sandy loam. They do love acidic soil, but they're really not fussy. They are disease tolerant. The deer and rabbits don't bother them. That's what I've found experience over the years growing them. I've not had any problem. Maybe once in a while the squirrels, but it's really not that significant. You'll see 1 or 2 nibbles here and there. So, but yes, it's a lot of work getting these processed and dried. You know, ideally, sun drying is always the best, but because of the fluctuation in the weather, we're never sure certain what's gonna happen. So. And as I mentioned earlier, the sugarcane, they held up in the weather, so that would give me enough time to get that to overwinter them. I'll have a. So this is the harvest. The next stage will be to wash them. I'll have them in the bucket of water and then separate the petals. Once they're washed, then I'll allow them to air dry. And then or just dry, and then once that's done, they could be air dried, or the other option is to put them in the oven at 170, the lowest temperature setting, or alternatively to have them dried in the dehydrator. So those are the options that I'll be using. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe to the Petersville Farm channel. Thank you.